a lot of my code looks just like this. If it's a project I'm working on, I'll have more stuff in here about when things were done and what I installed and why I did it, but this will work. So while true, Sonia, how many times does a while true loop go? Excuse me?
Until it's false.
Right, is true ever going to be false?
No,
Nope.
just
So-
keep running and running and running till
Yeah.
it breaks.
So it's like a menu loop. It's like a game loop. It keeps going and going until you have an exit condition and then you break out of it. So we do need infinite loops sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make sure that somebody doesn't type in the wrong thing. Input from the console or from a GUI program or whatever, input always comes in as a string or text. Always. We can't calculate with strings and text, so in this case, we are going to cast it. I'm gonna keep using computer sciencey terms that I can remember. Cast means that we're going to say, this is an integer. And if it can't be converted to an integer, it'll explode. Generating an exception. So we're going to try, what is the Python saying? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's one of the Python things about coding. So they don't want you to test every single thing. They just say, if it blows up, handle it, otherwise move on. So it's just like, if you're doing something, well, if you do something and it gets somebody angry, you ask for forgiveness rather than asking for permission every time. So we're going to try to cast this to an int. If it generates an exception, we're going to handle it. Well, it says accept exception as E. If input is not an integer, well, really, is that what I'm handling? What do you think there, Mr. Andy? Am I handling just if it's an integer, or am I handling everything?
Everything is on it. Integer, like if it's a float number or a string or.
Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's not an integer. Yep, doesn't matter. And if that doesn't work, then what am I doing here? How does this fit in with input validation? What are you thinking, Sonia? Why do I have a continue after I've told them, this is not what you're supposed to type in?
Maybe it redoes. So bring it back up again.
Yep, I keep asking until they type in the right type of information. So try gets valid integer input. And this is exception handling to do that. So we're validating input. Are we really validating input? No, we are getting the right data type. Data validation is like this, or input validation. Well, this is all part of input validation, but this is, once we have an integer, we want to make sure that the age, if the age is less than 1, can you be minus 3 years old? No. So if it's less than 1, we are telling them to enter a positive integer. If they don't, it keeps going and going until we get an integer that is greater than, that's 1 or greater. So where's your biggest problems in any program is the user entering the wrong information. How do hackers get into programs? They enter invalid information, trying to cause the program to do something exceptional, something that was unexpected. Like an SQL injection, they're
Yeah.
injecting SQL in, and they didn't have validation on the other end to make sure that it actually came from the right person, which we'll deal with how to handle SQL injections and stuff later on. Ooh, how about that? By the end of the semester, you'll know how to handle an SQL injection. What do you think? Be cool? Yeah, just a matter of proper programming.
Be useful.
Hmm?
It would be useful.
Yep, so SQL injection is like if I go to my website to log into WNCC or Blackboard or something, I'm typing in information that on the back end, the business logic is telling the SQL language how to deal with the database. Well, if I can inject something into that input that I'm typing in that can bypass the business logic and go right to the SQL, I've just hacked the database.
Yeah.
So it's being injected. And in my cybersecurity class, I have one where we inject bash scripts, bash commands into a vulnerable camera that I have, webcam, that was part of the Mirai botnet. So our age is valid. Should you do this kind of thing every time you get input? Not if you're just developing a program. Do this at the end when you're ready to release it and send it out to the general public. You don't have to do it right away, because if you have all this in there at the beginning, you're not gonna know. If you break something, it's just gonna say, please do a whole number. Well, maybe there's another exception. So you wanna be able to troubleshoot things and then add this at the end. I mean, that's how I do it. Because then if I have problems, I can take care of it, and then I add all this in later. So important concepts, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We wanna make sure that users do not hack our programs and cause our systems to blow up. That's not a good thing. You will not have a job for very long. All right, well, I said you can't multiply by text, right? Oh, no, that's not what this one does. Sorry, I was thinking of something else. You can multiply by text if you wish, which isn't really what this is doing. So instead of doing this, let's do some multiplying by text. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if I multiply this by 21. Oh, where's my exclamation? There it is. What am I gonna end up with? What do you think? We've done this, but not very much. I'm gonna end up with 21 dashes.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
We have done, okay. Yeah, I think we did it when we were doing like pretty things to make the thing look nice.
Mhm.
So here we have dashes. This is one I don't think we've done, is the /T. We may have, but /T inserts a tab character. The one I know we've used a lot is /N for a new line feed. This does the tab character. And now we're multiplying squares and cubes, and all I put this in here is it's just kind of a fun little program that shows things in a very nice little format. To do this, you have to use tabs. You can't use spaces. Tabs allow you to align things and make them look pretty. Or you could use rich and use tables, but that's a simple way to do it. So that was just kind of a learn about tabs and a very simple one. Nested loops. Who's ready for nested loops?